Have you ever discovered your wedding photographer was your ex's new girlfriend? When I met Jake 2 years ago at this charity thing for kids with cancer, he seemed perfect. Good-looking lawyer, drove a nice car, told me he was divorced. We hit it off right away. He was charming, knew all the right things to say, and always picked up the check. After dating for like 8 months, he proposed at my favorite restaurant. I was over the moon. Finally found my person, you know? Planning the wedding was mostly on me because Jake was always swamped with cases, which was fine, I guess. I'm pretty organized anyway. When he mentioned his gym buddy recommended this photographer named Kara, I looked her up online. Her portfolio was amazing, and her prices were reasonable. We did a few video calls to plan everything. Kara seemed super professional and excited about our big day. She had this warm smile and asked all the right questions about what shots we wanted. I liked her immediately. The wedding day was perfect. Spring weather, beautiful venue, everything went smoothly. Kara was like a ninja with her camera, capturing every moment without being intrusive. She had this way of blending into the background while still getting incredible shots. But during the reception, something felt off. I noticed Kara staring at Jake a lot, not just taking pictures, but like really staring. Long, intense looks when she thought nobody was watching. At first, I figured she was just concentrating or maybe stressed about getting good shots. Then she came up to me during dinner and said something weird. You know, Jake never mentioned you before today. I laughed it off, thinking maybe he just didn't talk about personal stuff at the gym, but then she tilted her head and said, "He's full of surprises, isn't he?" Something about the way she said it made my stomach turn. The photos came back a week later. They were gorgeous, don't get me wrong, but every single shot was focused on Jake. Even in pictures that were supposed to be about me, like getting ready shots, somehow Jake was the main subject. It was subtle, but once I noticed it, I couldn't unsee it. I kept thinking about what Kara had said. It bugged me for days. So I did what any normal person would do and Googled her full name plus Jake's name together. That's when I found their wedding registry from 3 years ago. Kara and Jake, registered at Target and Bed Bath & Beyond. My hands were shaking as I clicked through page after page of evidence. Wedding photos on both their social media accounts, vacation pictures together as recently as last Christmas. I searched for divorce records. Nothing. They were still married, legally married when Jake married me. I confronted him that night. He broke down crying, claiming they were basically separated and it was just paperwork he forgot to file. He swore he loved me and that Kara meant nothing to him anymore. Total lies. I called a lawyer the next morning. Not only did I get our marriage annulled, but I also pressed charges for bigamy. Jake could face up to 5 years in prison. But here's where it gets really twisted. A few days after I filed the police report, I got an email from Kara. Subject line just said, "Extras." She had sent me a Dropbox folder with hundreds of files. Screenshots of text messages Jake sent her throughout our entire relationship. Love letters he wrote her while we were engaged. Voicemails of him telling her he missed her and couldn't wait to come home to his real wife. The last file in the folder was a selfie she took in the bathroom mirror on our wedding day. She's holding her camera, smiling, and wearing a wedding ring. The caption read, "For old time's sake." Turns out they had planned the whole thing together. Kara volunteered to be our photographer so she could watch Jake marry someone else. Some sick game they were playing, the intense staring, the weird comments, the photos focused on him. It was all intentional. Jake got sentenced to 18 months in jail and had to pay me back for the entire wedding. Kara lost her photography business when word got out about what she did. Their divorce was finalized while Jake was in prison. I kept one photo from that day, the last shot Kara took before we found out the truth. Jake and I cutting the cake, both smiling, completely oblivious to the nightmare we were living.